Hello, everybody. I'm Hal Ottaway with the Wichita Postcard Club, and it's time once again for a postcard of the week. And this time, I want to tell you about the big week we just had here in Wichita for the 45th annual Wichita Postcard Club show. It was a humdinger. We had a blast. Folks came here from all over the country, and you're going to see some of these individuals in just a few minutes. But toward the end of the show, people climb in their vans and cars and so forth and leave on that Sunday after the show closes at 4. And then there are a certain number, because of scheduling reasons or, getting a flight here and there, they spend that extra Sunday night in Wichita, and we get together for what we call our show and tell meeting. And this year there were 13 of us who met at one of the motels after the show was closed, and we had everything all put back together. And we had the show and tell this year, and we had made some notes and we took some pictures, and I wanted to share, and I'll tell each time where these people are from briefly, so you'll get an idea of how far they come to the Wichita Postcard Club show. Well, let's start with this first card. It's being shown here by Jim Fight from Pennsylvania, and it's an Indianapolis Speedway car. It was published by the Odell Studios in Indianapolis. Jim is a big collector of these, has for many years, and found several at our show. His wife, Kay Fight, found this. I just couldn't believe it. A really spectacular close-up view of the 1020 Titan kerosene gas tractor. And that is really a gem. So both Kay and Jim were from Pennsylvania. Ovi Braskerud is from Connecticut today, but he grew up in Duluth, Minnesota, and was able to find two to Duluth, Minnesota real photo postcards that he didn't already have in his collection. But certainly both of them are just gems. That one is an interior of a bar, of all things. Think of that. Frank Ferris is here from Colorado. He had as a railroad collector, and he's showing us a Great Northern Railway with their logo here in the lower right corner. And there's also the Santa Fe Railway Deluxe Chicago to Los Angeles high class train. Wonderful early advertising postcards, and quite important. Sue Moon, also here from Western Colorado, had the Indian or Native American postcard showing the Ute Indian chief, Ouray, who the town is named for today, and so forth. He was a negotiator with the federal government for many years, trying to do things and the best of everything for his people, the Ute Indians. Okay, Kyle Joliffe was here from Toronto, Canada, and he found a picture for his Ontario collection of the Pickering College in Newmarket, Ontario. Looks like an impressive building, really. Clarissa Ferraris was here from Maryland, and she is a collector of concrete postcards, and she found two different ones showing concrete mixers, and one you can see it was horse-drawn. Hugh Cox came from California. I almost made a mistake there. And he showed kind of a gem that he picked up for his collection of Tournament of Roses parade and that whole weekend that they do every year, as far as the parade today and the football game and everything. Well, years before they tried the football game, and they had a California team, and it was well received and everything. Then the California teams, I think, didn't do so well. And in any case, This is, they tried different things that would maybe draw attention. This is pretty good here. It said they tried a race between elephants and the camel, and they also did a ostrich race. But this one that he found here at the show shows a chariot race, and it was in 1911, postmarked. Susan Lane from New York State had a wonderful real photo postcard from Wisconsin showing somebody there on the sidewalk shooting ducks and in the middle of the street. And there was a little pond there in the middle of the street. That was certainly different for sure. Ken Wilson from Texas had this great card, a good close-up view, real photo, I think. They're gathering fuel on the high Texas plains, and they're looking for buffalo chips because they're worth the trees, and they had already been cut down or just didn't exist anymore, grow there in that area of Texas. Hal Ottaway, yours truly here, showed a World War II comic card, and it was illustrated by a man, last name was Giesink. Really an interesting little series of cards. This one he mailed home from Paris. Dolores Rowe from Kennett Square, Pennsylvania, showed the youngest cowboy, Little Tin Horn Hank Keenan. He was a rodeo performer. Great multi-image postcard that shows him in different poses with horses and what all he did to entertain the audience there. And Debbie Wilson from Dripping Springs, Texas, showed us this mechanical suffragette postcard, really keen, and also another card, and you had to turn it over on the back to see what makes this one special. It says that it was sent by the Associated College of Women Workers to help ambitious girls help themselves. So there you have it. This mechanical suffrage card is quite scarce and has a little damage, I understand, but she will be able to get it restored and really have a gem in her collection. It's so clean and doesn't show wear and so forth. Well, anyway, that just gives you a little taste of what we discovered. 13 of us discovered at the show and what appealed to us. And that's the fun of this show and tell. It's not to just knock your socks off, but sometimes that happens too, like we did on several of these purchases that were made this last week. Thanks for coming, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.